What you're about to see is an agency coaching call helping these agency owners get from their current situation, which is $17,000 per month, to $100,000 per month, which is their target. And I think you're going to love it. It's extremely valuable. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. The channel is dedicated to helping you scale an agency into the seven figures plus range, and enjoy the process while doing so, because there's a lot of agency owners who hate their lives, and I was one of them in the past. Fortunately, I'm not one of them anymore. So enjoy this. Much love. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below after the video. Ciao. How you doing?
Pretty good, and you?
Good, man. You also in Panama?
Yeah, I'm here in Brisas del Gulf, and Danny's in El Cangrejo.
Wow, we're all in the same country. Damn, dude, I've never done a call in the same country with other agency owners, so this is a first.
That's
Right.
good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I mean, the one that's been viewing, I've seen many, but my partner here, Danny, has seen most of them. We follow a lot of entrepreneur people on YouTube like Ruan, Chris A. Hughes, and we've learned a lot. And that's basically how we've built our agency, right? Like we're starting doing SEO because we saw some Chris Hughes videos and stuff like that. But I'm gonna Danny take the word so that he can explain our situation.
Let me know how the call goes.
Yeah. I mean, for you guys to get the most out of it, I think it's best if you just give me some context on where you guys are at, and then what's the bottleneck and where you guys want to go.
Yeah, we're currently in our average MRR. I just took an average. It's about 17K. Of course, we've done higher and lower, but that's our last 12 months monthly recurring revenue.
Okay.
Our expenses is about 40%. We have a team. It's a remote team. We work. We get them. Some of them are full time, but they're not based in Panama. They're in other countries.
Okay.
And we are current like customers. The people that our clients is about 24 to 30 customers, depending. Sometimes there are projects, but
we are right now sitting at 33, but of course not all of them are as demanding as they could be, right? Some of them are retainers that don't ask for anything in a month and it still gets paid, but mostly we have retainers ranging from 500 to 1,000, which I know is not much, but we work with local clients, and Panama is not the easiest country to go after 5 figures basically on a retainer.
Well, our goal basically is also like how far can we get? We firstly we would like to get to 100K a month.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult for us to see how can we achieve that. We don't know if it's price problem, if our pricings are too low, that our business model is affecting our business models, like hiring better people, or if we get more customers, then we need to hire more people, and it's going to be a big mess. It's me, Johan, and I. We lead the team, but we're already getting it's too much to handle already. Yeah, like how can we get more if it's going to be a bigger mess? Yeah.
Well, before we get into the time, how long have you guys been operating?
2 years and a half, something like that.
2 years and a half.
I mean, we've been building websites. I've been building websites for 10 years or so, but as a company, we both like 2 years and a half. Yeah.
And doing marketing, yes, 2 years.
2 years and a half.
Okay.
2 years and a half.
Do you know roughly like first year revenue, second year revenue, and then what you're pacing to do this year? Do you have those numbers?
Yearly.
Yeah. Just wondering what your guys' growth has been like.
I mean, our yearly revenue, we have it on Soho, Danny.
Yes, in our books, but I don't have that clear vision on how much we should be doing this year, but
last year we made around 186K, around that.
186. Okay, what about the year before?
The year before was like probably not much.
That's okay.
like half that basically. We had a very strong growth thanks to the pandemic. Panama started accelerating a lot when it comes to digital services, right? Selling SEO to a company before that was like really hard. Now it's easier. But yeah, like half that. And what we have until this month of June, it's about 93K.
93K.
yeah,
Okay,
it should be
cool. So you guys are pacing to do about 20% more than last year, more or less, potentially. Okay, got it. Tell me about margins. Where are you guys at? You said expenses are roughly 40%. So is your margins over 50% right now? Does that include what you guys are paying yourselves?
that's the company whole profit, whole net profit. It's about 60% of our revenue, and then we pay ourselves. Yeah.
So 60% profit margins.
Yes.
And then what are you paying yourselves?
We are paying everything. Yeah, we divide it on half.
Everything, all profit gets distributed between both partners as a dividend distribution.
Yes.
We're thinking to get to a certain point where we're like comfortable with the number, and afterwards like not pay more than that to each of us, like 8.3K a month, something like that. That's, we're not there yet, but that's what we were thinking of doing. I don't know if there's a better way.
What are you, sorry, re-explain that a little bit more simpler for me. What are you thinking of doing once you get to a certain level? You're thinking of stockpiling some cash in the company account?
Leave it in the account
Okay.
for other plans, or to have rain check,
At what point are you thinking of doing that?
Well, let's say we can get to 10K profit each partner, then the rest will be to the company's account.
Why not put some money aside for the company account right now, even if it's just like $1,000 a month? Is it not viable for you guys because you guys left behind like other jobs or something, or do you guys really both need the capital?
We can do that. We can do that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's super important, right? Because if we need to hire somebody and we have nothing in the company account, that's a problem. Do we have anything in the company account right now?
No.
Okay. Okay, so all right, let's get into the time. This is great. We got the context. So what's the big bottleneck? You said you feel like you guys don't have a whole lot of time. There's not enough time to continue scaling further, or what's the big bottleneck?
Let's say we start marketing more, doing real marketing for our own company.
Yeah.
If we get 10 customers, we're not in the position to handle them right now.
Yeah, if I feel that if we accept it and we have the proposals already out, like 5 more, it could become total chaos, because we're talking about 33 clients and only 20K revenue. It's a lot to handle. We have a team. We have I was the one that was doing mainly SEO from the start. We have great results for local clients here in Panama. They are very happy. We have now another person that is doing SEO. We have another one that does Google Ads. We have 2 web designers and 4 content writers, right?
And they're all full.
And they are all kind of full. Yeah. We're kind of full.
Okay, that's fine. You can't handle more than 5 clients then. Is that even realistic, or is 2 to 3 the breaking point? What's the real breaking point?
That we haven't measured that yet. Like, we don't know what's the measure, what the breaking point is.
But roughly you think it's about 5.
Yeah, but okay, so that you understand how the service works. We try to systematize everything that we do, right? So we write 4 pieces of content, for each client monthly, and that gets researched by the SEO. His name is Paolo, and it gets assigned in ClickUp. So it kind of flows automatically, and it's working. Like the clients are happy and they're receiving results and they're seeing their rankings go up.
Yeah.
But even with that type of automatization, I think for an account manager, it's my perspective at least, for an account manager having 20 more than 20 accounts, it's a bit hectic, even if you have a really systematized process of doing everything.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. Okay. So then let's get into that. You guys got 33 clients. How many account managers are there?
That's me and Danny basically right now.
Yes.
You guys have 16 each.
Yeah.
Okay.
Around that, yeah.
Great. Yeah, I mean, like, you guys need to hire somebody. And hiring somebody is pretty cheap here. I don't know if you need to hire somebody that's, perfect English speaker, right? Are the clients Spanish speaking, all of them?
Most of them. We have some clients in Canada and USA and Mexico. We're trying to expand over there, but we're trying not to make it that I mean, we've become also a bit like we don't get any, like any client that comes bashing our doors now, right? So if it's not like 800 for a retainer, we're gonna say no. Or if it's not a website that is focused on digital marketing, it's not going to be a good fit for us. We can do that now. But yeah, I mean,
yeah, I've watched your video about hiring a potential partner, or like it is two of us. Like, is that the kind of person we should be looking for, like a potential?
Well, hold on. First, which market has the most potential for you guys to expand into? USA, Canada, or Panama? Can we do?
I think we are at a point that's another important aspect. We're trying to become a niche agency for healthcare. So the biggest amount of clients we have are doctors.
Yeah.
Because they don't, I mean, they are happy, they have a lot of volume and searches, and they don't call us every day, and they're happy. They just see that their patients coming in and checking once in a month, and that's it. We get the retainer, and it's great. So I know we can grow a bit more in Panama.
Okay.
But it's not going to be that many if we only focus on doctors, right? So after that, we're probably going to go for US. Yes.
Okay. We could unpack that more, but are all your clients in Panama then doctors?
No, we have around 12 that are doctors, and after that it's a mixed bag. Like,
okay, great.
Brain handlers and stuff like that. We are trying to niche down, but in the process of trying that, we never like said no, because I mean we needed the revenue to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that makes sense. Okay. So look, regardless of what market you enter, you guys are maxed out, which is fine. 33 clients, 16 each. That's a lot to handle. Ideally you'd be sitting in a scenario where each client is worth $1,000 to $2,000 per month, and you're sitting at $33,000 to $66,000 per month in revenue. But that's okay. It's a different market, and I do understand Panama, and I've heard that it's different. But fortunately, the benefit of that is that talent is cheap, and you guys should have already hired somebody to come in and be an account manager to take half the clients off of each of you guys' plates, so that you have a lot more time to focus on scaling in other aspects of the business. We're just talking about ITB, OTB ratios in the business, on the business. Simple thing. And that person that you hire means you may have to reduce each of your guys' pay by $500 a month each, or $400 or $300 each, or something like this, just to hire that person. And then hopefully maybe stack up, maybe just put aside $500 a month in the company account as well, and start actually building up a little bit of a war chest. But that'll be huge, because you guys don't have the time to even think about scaling the business from what it sounds like. And we need to address that immediately to even think about $50,000 a month or $100,000 a month, right? So that's your first step, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
that's what we were thinking of doing, because basically we know that we need the account manager. If you check like our sheet of expenses and everything, we already have that account manager, and what we think we're going to pay that person. It could be more, it could be less. You're right when it comes to pay, and not even locally, because we don't have any people locally. We have people in Venezuela, people in Colombia, people in Argentina, and that's even cheaper, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and the results are good. You have to look for them like a lot to get someone
Yeah.
with like A quality, but they're out there. They're out there. And yeah, I mean, we need that person, because if I could give like half my clients and Danny could give half his clients, both of us will have at least 1 or 2 days to think out of the company for sure.
Yeah. You guys need the time, the mental space to like think about growing the business. But and you know, even as you scale, like it's just a constant teeter-totter of making sure that when you get close to max capacity, you hire the person and replace things and remove stuff off your plate. Yeah, so great. I think that's a big thing, you know, but like this ties into, it sounds like you guys have got some other team members going on right now doing writing content, and I'm sure like link building or all this stuff. But you know, if you're thinking this is an agency you want to take to $100,000 a month, you should really sit down and think about like culture, mission, vision, values. Sounds so woo-woo. Most people just think it's like so unnecessary, and it is unnecessary if you just want to sell something and make a lot of money. And if you want to make the most money the quickest, you don't really need to focus on culture and value. You can just hire people as quickly as possible, scale as quickly as possible, and sell the business for 2 to 3x multiple on revenue. And you know, you guys can each walk away with 1.5 million or something like this. But if you really want to enjoy the ride and actually enjoy your work and build a great team, that's something you guys need to figure out. Do you want to hire somebody in Panama and have like an internal office? Should it be fully remote, but should it be remote within Panama? There's a lot of benefits to having your team nearby you. It can be remote, everybody works from home, but there is benefits in hiring somebody in Panama because your clients are in Panama. They can actually go and meet the clients and talk to them in person. That'll increase retention rate. It increases the connection between the clients because it's somebody that's Panamanian versus someone that's, you know, from Venezuela or Argentina or something like this, because you're like me, we're from the same country. This is why we've centralized a lot of our talent in the US, because most of our clients are in the US. So, you know, if it's a really high paying client, or if it's just a client that's nearby one of our team members, hopefully they can go and meet them. So these are all the things you need to start to think about when you hire somebody. Kind of working backwards from what does the company look like at $100,000 per month? And okay, great, that's what it looks like. That's what we want. Let's begin thinking and hiring for that. So have you thought about culture at all, and like what that looks like, and what your guys' vision is for the company team wise, the kind of talent you want to work with?
We don't have anything in place. I was reading Traction, which talk a bit about that, and it's a great book.
Good book.
But as everything, it got left behind because we're always busy.
Right. Okay.
But yeah.
So I would just, you cannot even go that deep into the culture, but before you hire this person, the big question for you guys that you should figure out is, like who is the optimal personality type to work with your clients? Typically account managers are people that can balance lots of things and they're comfortable with that. There's certain tests that you can have people take. I've mentioned them on the YouTube channel. It's Clifton Strengths, Kobe A. You can get DISC assessments. I recommend you do them all when you're thinking of hiring somebody. You want to avoid anybody that doesn't look like, you know, they can manage a lot. The Kobe A is one of the best because I forget what it is in the measurement, but it'll tell you if somebody is someone who needs to focus on one thing at a time, or they can handle a lot of things, you know, all at once. The best account managers from what we've seen are obviously the ones that can handle a lot of different projects. So get that person hired, make sure that the personality and the you know, how they are and their modus operandi is all aligned with that role. And then you guys can go deeper into Traction or whatever agency operating system you want to select, and your vision, your culture and all that. Because right now it sounds like you guys just need the time to like think. So hire that person immediately.
Yeah, I think that's well. Thank you for your. It really makes difference. Like speaking to you and having your opinion you already been there, I guess. And
Yeah.
yeah, we have this
How's
roadblock.
that transition?
Yeah.
Like, for example, right now, what happens is that I'm the charismatic guy, right? So every client comes to me, doesn't matter what problem, doesn't matter the time, they come to me and they are like, hey, Johan, I need this and that, and I'm happy. And you know, at the start, it felt great because every client relied on me, and like, whoa, I'm making a difference or something like that, right? I'm bringing patience to this man, and he's happy. But now, after you have 30 messaging you every day, it gets to be a bit crazy. And I'm still happy. But how is that transition when that person that we need comes in, for them to understand that, hey, I'm not gonna be the main route for your necessities anymore. I mean, if it's something urgent or whatever, but now you have to talk to Carlos or whoever it is.
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's gradual. It's not, here's John. He's now your direct point of contact. Don't talk to me. Obviously, most people understand this, but you know, it's gradual. So, hey, here's Taylor. He's been working on your account already for the past month, and he's going to start, you know, coming on to the client calls. If you have questions and you're reaching out to me for something, make sure to loop him in and CC him on everything, because again, now he's actively working in your account and he needs to be a part of all the communication moving forward. And then 1-2 months, do you guys do monthly client calls or something like this?
We want to do monthly client calls, and what we wanted to do with the account manager is for him to be able to record like a bi-weekly video, like, hey, we're doing this and that, because you know they are doctors. Yeah. Getting a meeting with a doctor, it can go like after 3 months, and we haven't been able to sit with them because they're always busy. Busy.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, like you said, so if you get the monthly call, if you get them on the monthly call, great. Or if you're sending a bi-weekly video, like the first monthly call, you know, they're coming on, John's coming on, I'm coming on, whatever, I'm the new person, and they're just kind of sitting in, maybe introducing themselves. Sweet. After probably a couple months, they're the primary point of contact, but you're still CC'd and looped in on everything. So at least the client feels like Johan's still there.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you need to, you know, respond to everything. After that couple months, he or whoever it is, she should be directing all of the communication, handling all of it, and they should be taking point on the calls. I wouldn't go more than like 2 to 3 months, you know, directing and being the after 2 months, especially after 3, being the lead person on the phone call. So if you jump on the phone call and you're initiating the conversation about the results that are happening in their account, you know, they should be doing that after at least 3 months, 2 more likely, or if they have a lot of experience, even sooner. But they need at least a month kind of just back end shadowing. Yeah.
This person, I assume they should have at least some knowledge of what SEO is and Google Ads.
100%. I recommend your first hire. And we made this mistake when I was in the city, and we hired somebody who didn't know Amazon ads. They knew a different platform. They knew Google ads. They didn't know Amazon. And we thought, oh, this will be easy. We'll just train them because the terminology is the same. It was not the case. It was very difficult. And it was like, we let go of her very quickly. And then we ended up hiring somebody who had experience in Amazon ads. This is the best experience ever. It was like, oh my God. So, you have 2 options. One, you hire somebody who knows the service that you deliver, or 2, you hire somebody who has no idea about digital marketing, but they're interested in it and they're willing to learn. In my opinion, the first account manager that you hire should be somebody that has experience, so that you guys can quickly kind of go back into working on the business and not have to deal with training them and all the energy that's going to go into that. So make the first hire somebody that is experienced and knows about everything to do with your service. They've been doing SEO for at least a couple of years, or Google ads, or whatever it is. Likely they are working in it. Ideally, they're from another agency in Panama, potentially also. Like I'm aware of, I forget the name of the agency. I actually went and met with a bunch of them. They're one of the biggest in Panama City.
Type?
No.
Web Studio?
It's a digital marketing agency. There's Latam.
Which one?
Latam.
No.
LATAM is what it was
called. Because of Latin America, they should have like another name, like.
No, I think it was just called that. But anyways, I remember walking in their offices and had a couple meetings, but like tons of people in their company. I think they had like 40 people in the office, and like there's definitely agencies in Panama where you can find account managers. So ideally the manager comes from another agency. If it's in Panama, great. If it's not, that's fine. It's up to you guys. But they have experience with doing the service and with balancing and managing lots of different clients. In my opinion, that's really important. It makes the transition way easier for you guys because they've already been doing it, right? And then your next hire could be somebody that is, you know, fresh out of university and much cheaper and much more time consuming to train them on. But
yeah, because as you can see, our retainers are not that high. So every time we hire someone, it hits us directly because we're in that position, right? And but I think, I mean, I think it was in one of your videos that you said something about ideally you want to have like 30% profit or 20% profit and everything else stack into expenses, because that way you cover your agency properly. I think it was your video, I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if that's our case because of what you said at the start. Like Latin American talent can be kind of cheap. It's the truth, right? So since we're doing 60-40 for now, it works, but we don't know if that's going to work like on the long run or forever. I mean, it feels great, but I don't know if it's something that we can keep forever.
well, how much is an account executive in Panama? Have you looked? You know, somebody that has experience doing what you guys are doing.
1.5K for something. It could be something like that.
How much?
1.5, I think.
1.5K a month.
It could be that. It could be a bit more, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So like, let's just do the math right now. If the average client's with $500 a month, you guys are managing 16 clients each. The math is fantastic. We're talking about 3 clients to break even.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, huge.
Yeah, we never done the math.
So like 10 clients were at 5, 16 were at 7.5. So let's just say that they're only actually doing like 12. It's $6K a month. They're at 1.5. Amazing. You guys are sitting at nearly like 60% margins on that account executive. Over 60, close to 70. Really good. So, you know, you guys could each, you know, I think it'll be massive to take off 6 clients of each of your guys' plates and then just continue all of the newer clients. This is the other thing. Sorry. So we'll get into this just real quick. You probably shouldn't take 6 each and put it on this new person's plate. You should probably do 3 to 4 each and leave room for 5 to 6 new clients to be on their plate, because what you don't want is take 100% like onto their plates from you guys, because then new clients come and they have no capacity and you have to hire somebody else immediately. So to balance out the margins as you scale, you want to kind of take 50%, fill up their plate 50%, and then leave 50% for new clients coming in, so that when they get to 75, you hire another person, and then you constantly do this balancing act, and then you can take a little bit more off your plate for that person, and new clients comes in. You know what I mean? So that way it's a gradual transition, and we're maximizing margins throughout, you know, the scale. So important to do that.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. But that's I think this is your guys' big next step. I mean, the bigger picture is culture, markets that you want to go after, niching down, you know, your outbound strategy for getting clients. So you guys have a large client base, which is great. It doesn't matter that you're only doing 17,000 a month. A large client base gives you a good amount of data in the market and kind of understanding of.
If I'm totally honest with you, I mean, I'm a bit of a pessimist from most of the time, but and that's a character mistake. But I mean, we feel like I don't know, man. Like it feels good, but kind of sucks, to be honest, in my opinion, because it sounds great on paper, but
What sounds great? Doing 17,000 a month?
we're doing this month. We did 25, for example.
Okay, yeah, I know. I'm just saying the average last 12 months is 17.
Yeah, around that, but it's been increasing a lot. But we feel like I don't think this is going to help us on a later stage when we want to, because we want to do many things. I mean, we want to be content authority for doctors and get to a point where we're not even involved in day-to-day operations, just creating content, knowing that there's account managers, knowing that everything is flowing correctly.
Yeah.
And we're just creating content and make it, not even onboarding, you know. I don't know if you know this guy, the one that wrote the book, $1 Million Agency, I think it was, or Seven-Figure Agency, Josh something. Have you seen that one? Well, he has a nice blueprint that we also like on how to get to 1 million a year. But do you think, I mean, my point is, do you think this system that we have could be something that works on the long run to get into something like US or Canada?
I mean, SEO is SEO.
And there's really hard. I mean, I'm gonna be very honest with you. Doing SEO here in Panama is, I've ranked clients in 1 month. It's very easy because no one does or goes, I feel, as deep as we do. I know there are great digital marketing agencies, companies here. We are number one on most of the keywords right now. That doesn't actually bring us that many clients, to be honest. But SEO in USA, it's a whole different beast.
It depends on where.
Local SEO is easier. I mean, and USA is humongous. You can pick a city and attack that, and you're gonna get a lot of clients. But what I'm trying to ask is, do you think if we go in this path that we're going right now, if we get the account managers, if we double our team, and build proper culture, do you think that this model that we have could fit into something that works in US or Canada?
Why not?
I don't know, man.
It sounds like you don't even have the reasons to argue why it couldn't.
And it's, I think, I mean, I could be wrong, but I think we have an issue when it comes to our retainers, right? They're pretty low. And I know we could easily sell the same service right for 1.5, 2K in US, even be more competitive. Then the people that do SEO and ads that we know over there are charging 3, 4, and they are okay. Mm-hmm. So that will be a way for us to get in there. Like, hey, those guys are charging you 3, we can do the same for 2 or 1.5, and it's gonna be profitable for us, right? So that could be a way.
Look, like I think the root problem here, in terms of, not problem, but just like in you asking me that question of, do you think it will work, isn't really a tangible physical problem. It's more of something intangible. It's just a mindset thing. Like, of course it's going to work if you believe it's going to work. Like, it sounds dumb in saying it like in a certain way, because it sounds kind of like woo woo, but like the reality is, like,
I don't understand what you're trying to say. Yes.
Like, do you believe it's going to work? Because SEO is SEO. You know, PPC is PPC. It doesn't matter if you do it in Panama or if you do it in the States. Yeah, it's a little bit harder, but is it really? In my opinion, it's not. It's like, it just depends on the client that you find. It's so highly contextual. Like, if you find a great client that's in a blue ocean, it's a cakewalk. And Panama is a blue ocean right now, which is cool. And I think it's a great market for you guys to kind of establish your systems and build something that is doing 25,000 a month, mostly from Panama. Fantastic. Cool. You know, have some outbound campaigns going into Canada, going into US, and go after those markets. But first, yes, you need to hire the person. You need to get the culture laid out. 100%. You can go into Canada, you can go into US and scale to 7 figures. No problem. Like, no problem. Digital marketing is still very much a blue ocean in its own realm. And if you believe it's going to work, it's going to work. There's 2 of you, fortunately.
Yeah.
And, you're not alone, which is great. I wouldn't ignore Panama, though. I would say that you should dial in your agency. Like, right now, you guys are so, like, infant stage, right? We have no account managers. The founders themselves are still managing all the clients. I imagine that there's still potential for doing $50,000 to $100,000 a month in Panama, and you guys not managing any of those accounts, and then you guys focusing more of your energy outside of Panama.
But now that you say that, do you believe in clients exclusivity? Like
Not necessarily. I think it's contextual to the service. You know, it's hard for me to answer that question. Like in Amazon, if I have two people that both sell the same product, you know, it depends on the brands that we're working with and the size. Like if one of our clients sells the #1 seller of this product, and then the other client sells the second best seller of the exact same product, if those products for the clients only make up 10-20% of the revenue, that's fine. We'll still work with them because there's so many other products that aren't the exact same. And the ad inventory space on Amazon is massive. So in that scenario, yes, it's fine. But no, I don't believe that just because this client sells the exact same product as another client, but it only does 2% of the revenue, that we shouldn't work with the other client. SEO, I don't know. Maybe it's different. I'm not too familiar with SEO and how that works.
Got it. Yeah, when it comes to ads, we have three, for example, we have three doctors of the same type right now, but they're partners, right? So we were testing the waters to see if there was enough volume with three of the same type. And for now, everyone is happy. Like they are all receiving more patients and it's working. But we haven't still tested out like having two oncologists that are not partners and seeing how that handles it. When it comes to SEO, you can only get one #1, right? And that #1 gets a lot of traffic than the #2. It's like a very, very big difference. So that's something that we've always been trying to Danny and me. I mean, that if it was for Danny, he would tell to everyone he doesn't really care. But when it comes to me, I'm like, should I go for the same type of clients for ads?
You should test it out, definitely. You know, it should be an experiment. Absolutely. If ideally, you should strive to work with two doctors that are not partners. Get one to #1, get the other one to #2, and just see what the actual.
Or maybe try to get a higher retainer from the one. Like, hey, I can give you exclusivity, but you're gonna have to pay me the retainer, which is 1.5 instead of 800. That could be something that also works.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing is we didn't really talk about in this call, but pricing is a whole nother aspect that probably could be dove into, and pricing optimization typically is like a massive, it's a easy lever to touch that makes massive, you know, ROI. Talking about your offer and how you plan to charge people. So that's a whole nother conversation, but yeah, I think you should run a test. But I gotta hop on a call in a few minutes. I gotta prep for this call coming up. So this was legendary, you guys. I appreciate connecting with both of you. I think you guys have a lot of potential, and I hope that you hire the person, and I hope that it goes well. Keep me posted. You can reach out to me. I think you guys both have my email.
Yeah.
It's tb@agencyenlightened.com. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out there. And if you ever come to Vanau, it's a small place, so you'll probably see me.
Where you at in Panama?
I'm in Playa Vanau.
Oh, you're in Vanau. You're living the good life.
Okay.
I left the city about 6 months ago and bought a house here. So
nice.
Yeah, 5 years in Punta Pacifica. Oh man, it was a long 5 years growing my agency from exactly where you guys are to now, like, you know, around 170-ish, 160-ish thousand a month. So yeah, it's a fun journey. I think scaling agency is really cool. I think you guys have tons of potential. If you can get to 25, you know, like I think the big thing is like 25 is that level where you need to start hiring people and managers. And once you push up to 50, it's like you just see the vision for 200,000 a month plus, because it's not that different going from like 50-ish to 100, then 100 to like 150. But making your first few hires and getting off of client management is the big hurdle that most people just don't make it over. So you guys are at a really exciting point, and keep me posted on how you guys progress.
Awesome.
Thanks, Taylor. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Taylor.
All right, much love, guys. Enjoy. Ciao.
Hey friend, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to watch another one that's extremely valuable, I just selected it for you, and you can check it out by clicking it right there on the other side of the screen across from my face. All right, friend, enjoy. Thanks for watching the channel.